out, simply visit libertyradioawards.co.za.
$7:42 on the DJ Smooth Breakfast. Thank you for choosing to wake up with us today. It's Entrepreneur Tuesday, Choosy Tuesday. What do you choose to do? To stay in bed? You choose to be lazy? You choose to kick those blankets out and go out there and go get your grind on, get your hustle on. You can get a chance to speak to Mr. Brian Altriche. Give us a call on 086,000-7276. 086,000-7276. 086,000-7276. Brian founded a brand called RocoMamas, and it's all over the country right now. But before he did that, he had to go through the challenges that you and I go through on a daily basis. I mean, some of the things that you had started before are small. I mean, other things were very ambitious of you to go start your energy drink and call it Redbull.
Yeah.
It says here you were sued by Redbull.
That's something that's a rebellious youth. You know?
This guy is notorious. But you know entrepreneurs are like that, eh?
Not normal.
I'm sitting between the two of you right now. And I feel like on my left
The other one was fire, dude.
on my left hand side, there's one brand of crazy. That's absolutely amazing. And on my right hand side, I've just made another brand of crazy. That's absolutely amazing. So I think that the key to entrepreneurial success is a touch of madness.
No, just say you've got you got two guys that have got something in common. That one is pissed off Red Bull and it has sorted him out, and the other is currently pissing off Red Bull.
Well,
Yeah, that's
that
it.
one too.
Entrepreneurs, man, where do you get that?
I love it, I mean.
I love that, man.
That Forbes cover, you know. Was on point. You know? Just the way to rattle the cage and get it out there. But you know, it's fun. That's what it's about. It really is. It's fun. And I mean, the hustle and the grind in the beginning, when we're trying these different ventures and trying to grow. You know, sometimes we get frustrated, and I think there's a lot of times when I wanted to give up, and then I kept thinking, Jesus, I don't want to work for a boss.
Yeah.
That ain't going to happen. And I just carried on and carried on and carried on. But I love it. I enjoy it.
But how did you start an energy drink? Especially at the time, it was premature because also Red Bull was new in the country.
Yeah. You know, I was I started canning passion-fruit lemonade. I had to go get an investor to invest in me. So, okay, let me explain that properly. I was a shareholder in an Ocean Basket, the first Ocean Basket franchise.
Okay.
It was shop number 6 or 7 those years.
So in the early days of Ocean Basket, you were a shareholder in one of them.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I was busy doing my stock sales analysis of what was selling, and I noticed that Coca-Cola is the biggest seller, but the second is passion-fruit lemonade, and this stuff wasn't canned. So I thought, well, let me put in a bottle or can or something, because obviously if the market's there and the customers are drinking more of this than appetizer, and then there's a market for it. So I went out and I got into beverages that way. I had a small little share, even though it was my idea. I think I had about 12% of the business, and the guys who funded it eventually took the whole business. And then I moved on, and I saw energy drinks were becoming relevant. But at that point in time, I was working so hard. I was going to my office with a Passionade drink at 7 in the morning, and then I'd go and I'd close my Ocean Basket until 11, 12 at night, 7 days a week, and I was quite knackered. So they dropped off a little energy drink called Goovy those years before Red Bull, and I was using it, and I thought the stuff works. I can have it in the morning, keeps me going so that I can, remain sharp for the whole day. And that's where I started investigating. And then I finally got the flavors and the whole formulation done for me in the UK. And then I couldn't get the little can. I couldn't get, there's a whole lot of things we had to get through and chip away at the block. But we eventually launched. I think we launched about 5-6 months after Red Bull launched locally.
Wow.
And we did well. And obviously I thought that I could call it Mad Bull.
Mad Bull. God, you were mad.
And that went down like a lead balloon. history, you know.
So what happened? So you're getting an email or you got a phone call that, hey, we're suing you, bro?
Yeah, I got a nice little letter, cease and desist letter, and ironically, I send those out nowadays when people want to use them.
And so you get sued by Red Bull, but you're a small business. How do you handle that?
Well, I think that the press picked up on it, so we went to court. We thought, okay, well, listen, we should have a case to win, yeah, or a case to lose. Let the court decide. And we lost the case, won one round, lost another round, and eventually we had to change the name. So I changed it to Mad Buzz.
Mad Buzz, yeah. I remember Mad Buzz, yeah.
And then I launched another one called Buzz Cola, and I launched Gogol energy drink.
And then you sold it to a company overseas.
I sold Gogol. I sold Mad Buzz to my partners here and left. And then I sold Gogol to a company overseas, but for small money because I hadn't marketed it there. They just liked the concept. And I also sold it locally to another gent that bought it, but never did much with it.
Yeah.
But overseas, it's Gogol energy drinks. It was an energy drink targeted at women. So it was sugar-free, but also had stevia in it, for appetite suppressions and all this type of thing. And then part of the proceeds was done. I think they still do donate to breast cancer awareness. And they're in about 23 or 24 states in the US. It would be nice if I kept a little bit of that, baby.
So I learn all the time. I'm like, if 50 Cent hadn't sold the entire Glasu energy, vitamin water, even if he had kept just 3%, even 1%, I mean, selling to Coca-Cola, that thing is global now, you know? I'm not going to sell the entire Morfire. The day they come knocking I'm not going to sell everything. I'm going to keep a bit of it, you know?
Well, yeah, I know. Sometimes I just feel move on, and that's the way I am.
Yeah?
But because I also started another brand. I started a brand called Yumi Sushi, and we opened quite a few branches. Eventually, I just sold out of that and moved on. I don't get married to the brand in that way. You know, I you know what? My thing is this:
you don't get married to a brand. And somebody once said to me, "Don't get married to a business. Business are built to be sold."
Yeah. That's it.
We held on to TS Records when two major labels in the country wanted us at the peak of our record company. And we could have made, at most 20 million rands at the time. I was young. I was 25. And we didn't sell with TK until today. I regret it, and I've learned,
So how do you maintain your passion for the business but not be too emotionally attached to it?
Good question.
I think it's the same as a relationship. I think there's a point in time, your relationship with whoever, it's not just a relationship with like your wife or your partner or friendship, you put your all into it. You're not going to say there's an end. I don't know. I don't know if you sell or you don't. But what I'd say is that when and if the opportunity comes there to say, well, listen, am I going to exit this thing? I'm going to say, yeah, well, you know what? There's always another idea. There's always another chance. And I think that's part of the hustle as well. Because, where MoFi came from, there could always be another one. There's another idea.
Yeah.
And this is it. It's an evolution that we go through.
Yeah.
So I think that's what I mean. Don't get married to the brand.
And then you moved on to buying a couple of Spurs.
Yeah. For me, I'm very creative and I come up with these ideas, but I needed to just get a little bit of stability with a business where I was 100% or the major shareholder, because I had had a lot of bad business partnerships up until that point. And that's where I also disinvested myself emotionally in brands, because you come up with a brand and then the moneyed guys take over control of how to do the brand. And I think that when I opened my Spur, it was my business. It took me 13 years to open that business from no cash to having a lot of failures. And I said, okay, this is a business that I can put my all into so I can have a good living for my family, but I can also then start being able to invest in my own ideas without having to go to investors. And that's what I did. And I buckled down the hatches for a couple of years in my Spur, opened another one, and then another one, and then I decided, okay, now I've got some extra cash flow that I can put into my own ideas. And it was one of the best moves that I've done. Ironically, if you had to do a psychometric test of me for franchising, I don't fit the mold.
Oh, really?
I'm too creative. But I think that at that point in time,
Basically, he's crazy. He's a mad bull.
yeah,
Entrepreneurs are like that, man. He's just crazy. He's a creative. Remember, he's actually not a businessman. He's a creative. Because I mean, if you look at Steve Jobs, he was not a business. If you look at Mark Zuckerberg, he was not a businessman. He was a creative.
Right, but now my thing is, generally when it comes to creatives, I mean, I'm a creative myself. I mean, I work in the media. Generally when it comes to creatives, it's almost as if there's a negative connotation towards creatives. We go rogue.
Also, sorry, can you pay the bill? Sorry, we'll come back just now, guys. Sorry, I know this very, very good content, and I know people. I can imagine somebody parked on the side of the road and listening to this interview who was at RocoMamas this past Saturday, and they're just listening to the story, and it's quite inspiring.